Welcome to a new episode of the Pauper Cube. Today I want to talk about my personal top 5 of Modern Masters Downshift. And of course I got some honorable mentions, and the first honorable mention is Scorched Rusalka, which is a 1/1 creature spirit for 1 red. And for 1 red, sacrifice a creature. Scorched Rusalka deals 1 damage to target player. I like this card because it is flexible and you can get value out of creatures that are already dying. Of course, it's not a Goblin Bombardment, it's more Bulge of Expendables, but we didn't have something as nearly as good as Scorched Rusalka on Pauper level. And it's probably good for support of Swarm themes or archetypes. Looking forward for usage of Scorched Rusalka. I think it's actually really nice. My second honorable mention is Thunderous Wrath, which is an instant for 4 red, and it deals 5 damage to target creature or player, but it also got Miracle for 1 red. And that Miracle is what makes it awesome in my mind, because I think burn decks, that top deck Thunderous Wrath, are brutal, and you can also get this in cube, and who didn't want to deal 5 damage for 1 red? The problem is if you don't draw it as your first card in the turn, or don't have mana open because you drew it with something like an instant draw spell, and it was the second card you drew, then it's a 6 mana, deals 5 damage, which isn't so good. It's still okay, but nothing special. Let's talk about my top 5. So number 5 is Call of the Conclave, which is a sorcery for green-white, create a 3/3 green centaur creature token. This is just value a 3/3 for 2 mana. Why shouldn't you want it? It isn't a problem if you're playing token or you're not playing token. It's a 3/3 vanilla creature for 2 mana, and that's enough. Of course, if you have a token sub-theme and have something like Populate or something that buffs creature tokens, which isn't that often in Pauper, it's way better. But I think my top 4 is a little bit better. That is Spike Chester. Spike Chester is a creature goblin warrior for black and red. It's 3/1 haste. So it's nice support for goblin theme decks, and of course for aggro decks it's one of the best cards for aggro decks, because you play turn 1 something like Goblin Cohort, which is a 1 mana 2/2, and play Spike Chester in your second turn and attack for 5 damage in the second turn. That's a threat, and your opponent has to handle it. And Spike Chester is so big, it can remove almost every creature in Pauper Cube, especially in the first few turns. So at least you trade for something big, and if you can't, then it's nice, really nice blocker. It's a very good creature for aggro, and aggro decks will be happy about this. So my number 3 is Magma Jet. Magma Jet is an instant for 1 in red. You see red get a lot of new cards. And Magma Jet deals 2 damage to target creature or player, and then you scry 2. So the 2 damage for 2 mana isn't what is exciting about this card, but scry in red isn't that often, especially in Pauper level. So red decks want this card just to scry 2 and get more gas out of the deck, because red decks need gas. My top 2 card is Tandem Lookout. Tandem Lookout is a human scout 2 blue for 2/1 with Soul Bond. So you may pair this creature with another unpaired creature when either enters the battlefield, and they remain paired for as long as you control both of them. And Tandem Lookout has also, as long as Tandem Lookout is paired with another creature, each of those creatures has, whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. So you pair this with an unblockable creature, attack with this unblockable creature, and draw a card each time it gets through. And if your opponent removes that unblockable creature, you just play another unblockable creature, and the opponent with Thunder Lookout. So that's just card advantage, and I'm really happy about this because I have a Demir Sabotage theme with a lot of unblockable creatures that want to do stuff when you hit a player, and this one is one of the better payoff card. And I heard it's also already played in Peasant Cubes, and they're quite valuable. And if it's something good in Peasant, it's most of the time really good in Pauper. So I'm looking forward to use this. I think it's a really strong card. Even constructed, it will see play. But my top one, I'm really sure it will be a staple in Pauper Cubes and will be see play in Pauper Constructed. And that is Burning Tree Emissary, which is a 2/2 creature human shaman for 2 hybrid cruel mana, so red and green, red or green and red or green. And when Burning Tree Emissary enters the battlefield, add red green to your mana pool. So it's basically a free bear. If you play turn 2 and play another 2-drop or 2 1-drops, that's crazy. You just flood the board with creatures, and this creature is so good. It is played in Modern Zoo. There is in Pauper, there's a deck Pauper Zoo, and that creature wants that deck wants that creature. It's a really aggressive creature. It's a free bear in worst case, and it's just straight up gas. This will dominate games if it's drawn, it's played in the second turn, and you can play another 2-drop. So I think this is really the best card that got downshifted in Modern Masters, and I'm looking forward to play it. So I hope you like it. See you next time.